Here we find ourselves again back at the north.
What a great place. I mean, our friend Dan's cooking up breakfast. He's delivered us some beer. We've got friends in the background here. It's a lovely day. This is an open air restaurant. The breeze is just blowing through. My God, the rain has stopped. Life is good.
It is good. And speaking of rain, reminded me of a story. I mean, I think I told you about this. Years ago, I taught a class in marine weather. There's a lot to unpack there, but the number one lesson that I wanted my students to learn, that the only thing you can guarantee about weather is that it will change.
Oh God, don't I know it? So, fortunately, I haven't taught anything about weather. You're going to be grateful about that.
And we're not going to discuss that here. But the thing was, it does change, and everything changes.
Well, yes. So I was thinking, just a little while ago, one of the problems, the last episode we were talking about being rigidly flexible. And I thought to myself, maybe we jumped the gun. Maybe we jumped the gun, man, because what comes before being flexible for most of us? Change. If change doesn't happen, maybe we don't have to be so flexible. I don't know. That's a chicken-egg thing. And trust me, I'm not going to talk about that philosophically. But change. I used to claim I loved change, embraced it fully, and then I realized I was kind of a liar.
No, I think most of us are quite adverse to change.
Well, exactly. So I think the natural order of things is that we have plans. We have ideas about the way things should work. And then, things take a little sideways trip, sometimes a big sideways trip. So for me, when I was at the height of my earlier career, I used to be a survival instructor. I used to teach people how to escape from burning oil rigs and deal with getting out of downed helicopters and water. And that's a different discussion. I'm not the guy with the stories. Captain Michael is. But along the way, it was at the height of my career. Oh my God, I was a young guy. I was doing it. It was great. I was just, hoorah, life was good. And then I got in a car accident and I couldn't do that work anymore. And at one point I had to learn how to be a reasonable human being, how to do things like
change.
Yeah, so I wasn't happy about that. I wasn't happy about it.
We're still in Lupron.
Hey, oh yeah, there's
another story in there.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. It was in a place where in San Diego in the early 80s. Balboa Hospital, learning how to be a hospital corpsman.
Wow, cool.
Right in the glide path into it became a natural part of the class. Is just stop class for a bit.
Yeah.
And kind of like the conversations go here, but the conversation goes on.
Yes.
Change, man, change.
Yeah.
Rigid flexibility.
Rigid flexibility. There's a lot of advertising going on today.
We may be at the point.
I think it's a Friday. There's a lot of excitement in the air. We don't even entirely know why, but that's okay.
But we're going to stick with you if you'll stick with us.
Yeah. So the problem I have with change, the problem everyone has with change is, in our heart of hearts, we know that you're never going to get away from it, that it is the natural order of things, that nothing really lasts forever, even if we wanted to.
Yeah, I think the Taoists would call that the state of impermanence.
Okay, I thought we were doing Stoicism. I thought we were doing like existentialism. Thought maybe now we're talking Taoism. Okay, I'm along for the ride. Okay.
We can make the link.
Yep, we can make the link
because it's all back to the logos.
Yes.
The logos, the Tao.
Yeah. So I mean, Taoism's a kind of funny thing because of course it talks about the natural order of things, the natural way of things, the way that the world, the universe, things exist. And really it's about a strange form of balance. That doesn't mean staticness, but balance. The yin and the yang, things come and go. It's a flow. And let's be clear, the Taoists were not well loved when they first came out.
Nope.
They were up against the Confucianists. The Confucianists were all about, look, there's a way to do things, there's a right way, and honor your father.
Rigid.
Yes, follow the rules, damn it, there's one way, the right way. I'm telling you what it is and follow it. And the Taoists, well, they were kind of like, I don't know, can we say we're the flower children of the initial era? I don't know, too many analogies. But so Taoism is about that balance, the yin-yang, change being part of the natural flow of things. And they use a whole lot of natural examples to talk about it. Like plants, animals, the flow of water in particular.
Right?
Yeah.
Still very stoic.
Oh my God, so stoic.
Because right? What can we control, and what can we not control?
You got it. So when I used to talk about Taoism and Stoicism, God help me, I did, to students, I would talk about Taoism as being like from the natural order of things, the natural world as we understand it. And Stoicism took the same insights in a way, but they made the leap to the social. So we would talk about the natural order of things involving community or civic duty. Of course, with Aurelius in particular, the idea of what it is to be a good Roman, which was all about the civic duty and what have you. So, in a way, it wasn't so much softening what the Taoists said, but bringing it into the realm of the social, people to people, rather than only using, for instance, the flow of water as an example of the way things move. So, in the end, everyone's doing a little bit of collage art. Like when you were a kid and your mother gave you some macaroni and some glue and you're sticking it to a piece of construction paper because you're driving her nuts. Philosophers do the same thing. We take from bits and pieces, we put it together and we see what works and what doesn't work, and we come up with new ideas that aren't really new at all.
True. I remember one of my favorite books that I've read to my daughter.
Yes.
Right, was the Incredible Mess. I don't remember exactly, right? But she's going to try to make an art picture. My mother was an artist, by the way, and did very much the same thing. And got a blob.
Yeah.
Whole thing. Change. And working through the order of the change.
Yeah.
Wind up with a masterpiece. Life kind of works that way.
It does. So, you can't quite know what the artwork's going to be until you're at the end. When you say enough is enough, I'm done. No good artwork's ever really done, but there's a point when you say enough. It is done well enough. Our lives are going to kind of be like that. We've got a beginning, we've got a middle, we've got an end. The end comes for all of us.
I'm going to bring it back around, man.
Come on.
All right, so last we talked about our ambitions, our goals.
Yes.
The goal is still out there. It's like that perfect picture that's in it.
Yes.
The ebbs, the flows, and the tides, and the waves, and the wind. It's just in a constant flux of change.
It is.
And it's our approach to that. Still with the eye on the goal.
Yep.
Still with the eye on the goal, but accepting that change. Or we could fight it.
This is where the practice parts come in. So for me, my natural inclination is to fight it. I used to say things like, reality is me imposing my will on the shit around me. That sounds great, but it kind of doesn't work. It doesn't stop people from doing it. Didn't stop me from doing it for the better part of 30 years. When I got a little bit softer and rolled with the punches a little bit, was a little bit more forgiving of myself and other people for not being rigid, but maybe rigidly flexible. Not only did I find myself a lot happier and healthier, damn it, I really hate this part. I got to my goals a lot faster as well. I didn't even know what was happening.
By embracing the change. So, you remember, I did a lot of study and was working towards change management.
Right?
Yeah.
Change management.
What a chaos.
Yeah.
You cannot manage change. It is chaotic.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
We plant seeds and then we work within the change.
Exactly. And that gives room for things like creativity, for what I like to call serendipity. That might be a topic for another time. Serendipity. Some of you might call it providence. There's lots of different names and different understandings, but serendipity, happy mistakes, things that you didn't anticipate that nevertheless occur, and they do so in ways that offer great benefit. Serendipity is a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, but I still don't like the term.
I know you don't.
Because
that's why I'm using it, because I know you want
conversation.
Yeah.
That has a predetermination, and
I know you don't like it, but I'm priming the pump. We're going to talk about it.
I know you are. But we're sticking with rigid flexibility.
The nature of change.
Who's in control of my approach?
Exactly.
Not giving my eye on the ball.
Exactly.
Serendipity. It happens with the seeds. Again, a whole different conversation.
Exactly.
Right.
So for the time being, I'm willing to accept. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm willing to accept that changes in natural order of things. It's taken me decades to come to that conclusion. And then to be relatively happy, for lack of a better term, at least unconcerned and not angry at managing within that, that's taken another couple decades. So if you're still struggling to change, good on you, because you've recognized that you need to do something about it, but you're not quite there yet. Why don't you let us know in the comments what you're doing to manage change. What you're doing, not to manage it, but to embrace it, to become better. And in fact, you already know that I'm a big fan of something called anti-fragility, which is another topic for another day. But what if change wasn't just something that happened to you, but it was necessary for your well-being and for you to become the best that you possibly could be? What if it was necessary?
Again, you're pushing me up against that wall. But with that, I have often said that once you plant that seed, once you plant that goal, once you plant that goal, the universe is going to conspire to help you.
Yes.
But it's not going to be a straight line.
No.
The path is going to be full of changes.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's up to us to accept those changes in a peaceful manner.
Yes.
Without messing with our Zen.
Exactly.
To keep a clear mind and adjust our sails, right? Adjust our sails.
Exactly. Exactly. So here we are, both sailors, come at it from different points of view initially, end up in the same place. We started with marine weather. Now we're talking about Taoism.
We told you everything, just left and right turns.
But for now, Michael, I think we've exhausted that to the point where we've exhausted our audience, maybe even ourselves. We should probably
pause, have a beer.
Have a beer.
And save it for another day. All right, friends, embrace that change. If you're not a follower, then change it. Hit that follow button and do make a comment. We'll catch you on the next one.
Brother.
I'm at we're out. Short.